So guys, it is finally here, the Razer Base Station Chroma, and this is the final addition to my RGB setup. So after adding the Base Station Chroma, my RGB setup will be complete. But first, roll the intro. So what is the Razer Base Station Chroma and what does it do? Well, you might have already guessed it from the intro of this video. This is a USB 3 super speed hub with 3 USB ports on the front, which also doubles up as a stand for your headphones, plus it's got addressable RGB LED strip at the bottom, which you can control with Razer Synapse software on your PC. And let me tell you, it looks freaking amazing sitting on the desk. Okay, so let's do a quick unboxing and see what we get inside the box. I'm going to open up the seal. So that is the base station. Take this thing out. Nice thick USB cable. That's the base station. We've got 3 USB 3 super speed ports on the front. And at the back it's got nice rubberized texture, so that will prevent the Base Station Chroma from slipping on a slippery surface. Then we've got the RGB LED strip over here. It starts like this. So I'll power this thing up and you guys will see how it works. So let's set this thing aside and see what else we get inside the box. And that is the stand for your headphones, some documentation. I think we also get stickers with this. Yes, the mandatory Razer Snake stickers. So this is the quick start guide. By the way, it says the headset stand is designed for one-time assembly only. Attempting to disassemble the stand may result in damage and void your warranty. So once this thing has been installed, it is installed, it's not going to come out. So do keep that in mind. You want to use this as a USB hub, then you might not want to attach that. So connect it to your computer and download Razer Synapse. I already have Razer Synapse installed because I use Razer peripherals. This one is also backward compatible with USB 2.0, so if you don't have a USB 3 super speed port, it will work just fine on a USB 2 port. I'm just gonna take this thing out. Oh yeah, that's nice. Okay, so to assemble the Base Station Chroma, just take the headphone stand and you just plug this thing in. See if I can do this. And that is pretty much it. Now you can put your headphones on like this. After all, it is a headphone stand. Now before we plug in the Base Station Chroma into the computer, one thing I want to point out is that the base station is actually made out of plastic. So I initially thought that was metal, but that is plastic. And for a headphone stand that costs almost $60 US, yeah, that's kind of disappointing. But it does feel solid though, it doesn't feel like it is plastic, so that's why I kind of missed out on that. So now I'm going to plug this thing in. I've already got the Razer Synapse software running, and holy crap, this cable, man, this cable is short. I don't think this base station will reach over there, but fortunately I've got a USB 3 extension cable, so this is 3 meters, more than enough, it will reach over there. Okay, I can see it's lighting up. So that is the RGB LED strip, and doesn't look like the Synapse software has detected it. So it looks like to make the Base Station Chroma work, Razer Synapse is asking for an update. Let's go ahead and update this. So check this out guys, it is finally working. And gotta say those RGB LEDs are bright. So the Synapse software needed an update and it is finally working. So look at that. So I think what I'm gonna do is put this thing over there. I think I will need an extension cable, USB 3 extension cable. But before we do that, I want to test out the USB 3 speeds. So to test out the transfer speeds of the USB ports on the Base Station Chroma, what I've done is I plugged in a USB 3 card reader over here, and I will be using a fast memory card. So this one is a U3 card, suitable for 4K videos up to 94 megabytes per second transfer speeds. Then in the middle, I've plugged in a wireless USB mouse, and this might be your typical usage scenario. You might have a USB mouse plugged in, a USB flash drive plugged in, and a card reader plugged in. So the mouse is working. And by the way, this is a USB 2.0 flash drive. Unfortunately, I don't have a USB 3 flash drive available with me right now, so this will have to do. Now, one important thing to note is that you cannot plug in a hard drive into the Base Station Chroma if any of the USB ports are occupied. The hard drive just does not have enough current to spin up properly. So if I remove this, plug in the hard drive, this will not be able to spin up. If you want to run the hard drive on the Base Station Chroma, you have to unplug all of these USB devices and just plug in the hard drive. So I'm guessing there's not enough current available. That's quite understandable. It's pulling power off the USB port on the PC. So if you want to run more than one hard drive, you might want to get a USB hub that is externally powered by an adapter. And by the way, just so you know, the Base Station Chroma is plugged in into a USB 3 super speed ports directly. So I'm not using this extension right now. So let's go ahead and do some tests. Alright, so here we are guys, and for the first test, what I'm gonna do is copy some videos which are over here on my NVMe SSD, about 5 gigabytes in size, onto the hard drive which is plugged into the Razer Chroma's Base Station USB port. So what I'm gonna do is just drag and drop them over here. You can see the hard drive LED is blinking, and we are getting about 82.3 megabytes per second. Okay, so almost done. So that is it. So pretty decent transfer speeds. I'm quite happy with it. Now moving on to the more complicated second test. I've got the memory card plugged in over here. So this is the memory card. It also says card here. And the Sony USB drive is this one. So this is the USB 2.0 drive, and the mouse receiver is plugged in over here. And just so you know, I'm actually using the wireless mouse. So we will see if there is any performance drop. Right now it's working nice and smooth. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just drag and drop this video file which is in the Sony drive. So this is about 3.31 gigabytes. Drag and drop this onto the desktop, and we are getting about 25.6 megabytes per second. So about USB 2.0 transfer speeds. And here's another video. This is about 10 gigabytes, and I'm just gonna drag and drop this onto the memory card. So the USB 3 card is actually working at 83.7 megabytes per second, and looks like we have no performance drop on the USB 2.0 drive. I really wish I had a USB 3 drive to test this thing on. So we are almost done on our USB 2.0 Sony drive. And it's done. So it has copied this video file onto my desktop, playable, and that is it. This one is also done. So this thing is suitable for this kind of a setup. Unfortunately, it's not suitable for connecting two mechanical hard drives. One mechanical hard drive works just fine, but you cannot connect a hard drive and have other stuff connected. So it's really not suitable for mechanical hard drives. USB SSDs should work no problem. You can connect more than one USB SSDs. So I think I might have to invest in a USB SSD for future tests. Okay, so finally let's move on to the lighting effects and the audio visualizer. So to change the lighting effects on the Razer Chroma Base Station, you will need to download and install the Razer Synapse software. And you will see Razer Base Station Chroma here on the dashboard. And the Chroma visualizer is also here in the dashboard. Now, if you don't see the Chroma visualizer, go to modules and download this and install. You will see this in the available modules tab. So I have already downloaded this and installed it. So it appears in the dashboard over here. Now before I show you the Chroma visualizer, let's go over here, click, and this will take you to the lighting effect. So right now this particular lighting effect is a custom lighting effect that I kind of edited in the Chroma Studio. So you can create your own lighting effects in the Chroma Studio. You can change the color of these individual LEDs and have the Base Station Chroma, the keyboard and mouse light up exactly how you want it to. but I'm not gonna go into too much details over here because this will take a lot of time. So I'm just gonna show you the quick effects. So click over here, and the first thing I'm gonna show you is the wave effect, which everybody loves. So this is the wave effect. You can see the wave is going from right to left, and if I click over here, apply to other Chroma enabled devices, this will synchronize the lighting effect across all Razer Chroma peripherals. So if I click this, the keyboard also has this wave thingy going on, and so does the mouse. So it kind of synchronizes the effect across all the Razer Chroma devices. Then you can change the direction if you want. So now the wave is going from left to right. So let's move on. This is the wave effect, which everybody loves, and this is static. So you can set a single color to the Base Station Chroma. Let's set aqua, and once again, if I click apply to other Chroma enabled devices, this will synchronize the color. Let's move on. Next is starlight. Let's select random color, change the duration to long because that's better. So it's just pulsing random LEDs with random colors. Again, if I click on apply to other Chroma devices, it will synchronize. So that actually looks pretty nice. Next up, we have spectrum cycling. It will cycle through all the 16 million colors. So you guys can see it is changing colors. Let's move on. And next up, we have the breathing effect. So it turns on, turns off, then turns back on with another color. So that was yellow. So now we have greenish yellow. And I have selected random color. You can also select your own colors from over here. So green and red. So now it has turned on green color. It will turn off, then turn back on as red. Now the next effect we have here is the audio meter. Now I'm gonna skip over the audio meter because that's boring. Instead, we will go to dashboard and then Chroma visualizer. So just select always on, and all of the lights will turn off. That's normal. And now we can go ahead and play a song. So this is the final location of the Base Station Chroma. I will be keeping this over here, right side of my desk. So this gives me quick access to 3 USB ports. I can easily plug in anything I want. So I have a memory card reader plugged in and a USB drive. Now unfortunately, one thing that this Base Station Chroma is missing is a 3.5mm headphone jack pass-through. So the thing is, I cannot use my wired headphones. So that's kind of a bummer, but that's alright because it's almost 2020 and everyone is going wireless. But still, it would have been really nice if Razer had provided a headphone jack pass-through, because all things considered, this thing is quite expensive. So yeah, at that price point, they could have easily provided a headphone jack pass-through. And yes, after years of dreaming, my RGB setup is finally complete. So we've got RGB fans on the computer, RGB RAM, RGB cooler, even the graphics card has RGB LEDs. Then moving on, we have the Razer Huntsman Elite. This one also has RGB LEDs. Now the best part about this is that this one has that RGB underglow thingy, and you can detach the wrist rest because this thing also has RGB. So yeah, that's quite an RGB overkill. And reattach, the wrist rest turns on. And then we have the Razer Firefly Chroma. And the mouse I'm using is the Razer Lancehead Tournament Edition. It's about 1 year old, still working fine. Then finally, the Base Station Chroma. Now I think one more location that I can add RGB LEDs is at the back of the desk, so that's just a pink LED. Those LEDs are not RGB. So yeah, maybe in the future I might add addressable RGB LEDs which can do that rainbow effect thingy. So guys, thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, do feel free to ask them in the comment section down below and I'll be more than happy to answer you guys. So guys, that is it for this video. I will see you guys next time.